Hello, and welcome back to 1000 Lies. This is Wing Damon, here again. We're going to continue where we left off before, and hopefully this time you guys can hear me better. Indian, I know how you feel about me, buds. I mean, we spend a lot of time together. It's fun being with you, but like, you're a great friend, so it would be better not to lose that. Indian, I don't know, I'm sorry, Indian, I don't know what I'm saying. Why did you have to confess to me here and now? It's not you, it's me. Is that what you wanted to say? The truth is that until now I was your second choice, the backup in case the first didn't pan out. Am I wrong? Ow. No, it's not like that, I swear. Sure it isn't. That's precisely the issue, Ziva. Tired of hedging my words with you, with everyone. I know that nothing could ever be the same after confessing, after expressing how I felt. I thought you would accept my feelings and I was happy. I couldn't believe that someone like me could connect with another person. Although now I see that it was all fake. I've been thinking about it, now it's clear to me. One of us has been playing with the other's emotions without considering the consequences. Now you don't even have the courage to go back, in spite of finding out the truth. Don't you see that with that attitude we can only hurt ourselves? I thought I loved and adored you, now I'm not so sure. Maybe I was deceiving myself all those times we spent together. Or maybe it was just my lack of experience. The only thing I do know is that we can't keep going down this painful road. And even so, a part of me doesn't want to let you go. Even if that means we're only friends. Even knowing the suffering that awaits me. Oh, no suffering. Kieran, what are you thinking? How could you say something like that? She doesn't seem very nice. Whispers spread throughout the classroom. As expected, we become the center of attention as students from all the nearby classrooms crowd around to eavesdrop. The pressure put on me by the current situation makes my legs begin to shake. Still, somehow I manage to look calm and composed. I wouldn't be calm and composed. It would be a disaster. Come on, Ziva, Kier. Let's take a minute to calm down, okay? Don't you think it'd be better to talk about this later? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. The next class is going to start any moment, and I don't think you're one to talk. Oh, see? Everything is your fault after all. Oh, what did I do now? So you already knew. Nobody told me. That's what you're worried about. I figured it out on my own. I just had to put two and two together. I don't think I understand what's going on. Would someone care to explain? Yeah, Ziva, do it. Explain it to him. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I ruined the lives of my two best friends because I was selfish. I've already been rejected. Are you sure about that, Indian? I don't want to. Yeah, sure. Ziva puts her hand on my shoulder. She tries to cheer me up. I nod at her to indicate that she can continue, and I choose to walk away, leaving them in silence. Pushing my way past the crowd of students and the teacher, I head into the hall without ever looking back. I'm running away, I know, but there are times when being a coward is the only way to survive on the battlefield. Battlefield of feelings? Yes, running away is good. At least in my experience, comfortable situations. From the hallway, I can still hear what's happening on the other side of the door. I can hear the woman I love declaring her love for another man. Students inside the classroom suddenly erupt in various noisy reactions. The combined sound deafens everything else. Even then, there's still a sound I can't ignore. My heart is broken, leaving me feeling empty inside. How foolish, I'm no more than a feeble cuckold, resigned to never leave his nest. My soul is sinking further into the drain of desperation while the world keeps spinning. I'm unable to hear the sound of everyone else's happiness. My sanity is blinded by jealousy, which in turn causes me to retreat into loneliness. I'm not even a third of the man I used to be. For what reason should I keep this farce up? I'm sorry, Ziva. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't like you. Then what's the problem? There is no problem. You're beautiful, any man's ideal woman. I've dreamt of you many times, of us being together, going on walks while I hold your hand, even our wedding. I've dreamt of the house we would buy, the 3 kids we would have, the names we would give them. Aosi? Ahem, but it's impossible now. The truth is, I'm in love with someone else. So it is true. I had suspected it, but I couldn't believe it. She's here, right? That's right. I'm talking about the new substitute teacher. The substitute teacher? What are you doing? No, it better just be a crush, man. Everybody's alarm bells go off. In unison, everyone's gaze shoots towards the entrance of the classroom. Standing there is the wide-eyed substitute teacher, ready for her very first class. The tension causes her to drop her books. The soft stuttering noise is all that her brain can process right now. Regardless, she didn't need to say anything. Not before she got cut off by sudden hysterical applause. Great, how fantastic. I knew beforehand that something like this might happen. The silence is deafening. You can see the pity growing on everyone's faces. It feels as if the Grim Reaper himself has sentenced them all to an ill fate. You had wanted to confess before Ace did. Both of us knew what he had been planning, and about his unrequited love for the teacher that the rest of this class hadn't even met yet. That's why we had to move ahead. You out of fear and I out of despair. My words, parted by the sound of my breathing and accompanied by the sound of my steps, crashed down upon Ziva as I walked to my desk. Although the weight of her actions was crashing down upon her shoulders, Ziva manages to rise up again, purely out of self-pity. Despite knowing that, you still took the risk. I don't understand you, Indian. I don't think I ever will. In the end, it seems the two of us had the same goal. I guess we're more alike than I thought. No, we aren't alike. My hand clumsily reaches for something to grasp until I clutch something, while my face twists into a distorted smile. I convince myself that this time I'll really win and I won't let go. I can prove to you that my love is real. I can show you just how strong my resolve is, Ziva. Yes. The scissors! You grab the scissors! Don't do this, Kier. We can still talk it over. Indian, no! 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 That... No. No. That's... Why? I was starting to like this guy. Taking my own life and mercilessly pierced through my chest. I thought I was empty inside. Oh, that sound. But my hands are stained with blood. I guess I can't change how I feel after all. Goodbye. Ziva? It's over. Mission accomplished. Indian is dead. Thank you all. I hope you had as much fun as I did. The spectators began to clap. Due to Ziva's popularity, she receives the most attention. You can only hear them cheer her name. Seeing her play that kind of role is something new and bold, something the audience excitedly welcomes. A job well done. There's no better way to start the day, right, Campagnolo? It also helps me get up, then I shake off the ketchup on my clothes. My shirt is a complete wreck, but what could I do? It was a small price to pay in exchange for some laughs. We aren't known as the class clowns for nothing. We eat pranks like this for breakfast. Oh man, that. Oh. Jeez, you had me going there for a second. You weren't yourself, you were beating around the bush too much. What the hell was that about with the wedding and the kids? Believe me, bud, it's not every day that I get a confession from Ziva, even if it was just acting. It's totally normal to start picturing things like a wedding and our 4 future children together. Wasn't it 3? A lot of things have happened since then, Campagnolo. Ignoring my friend's reproductive capacity in his dream world, I try to get the class's attention. The show may be over, but the MC still has something left to say. Please listen, I have something to announce. Be quiet until I'm finished. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, how am I not a gentleman? Thank you for coming to our little projection. I do hope all of you enjoyed it. But we mustn't forget to whom we dedicated this practical joke, someone who also had a small role to play. A round of applause for our already beloved substitute teacher. Please come up to the stage and introduce yourself. We don't even know your name yet. The target of all our shouts and whistles, our victim, stands petrified against the wall, even paler than before. First she appears frightened, then she frowns until finally she scowls and begins puffing air out of her nose like an underage bull. Oh dear. What other reaction could we expect for our little prank? Right? The 3 of us end up in the principal's office. Ooh. 1,000 lies. It's now recess at the June Institute. Ah, that's so pretty. I love this kind of art style, I really do. Aussie, actually I'm really not sure how to say that name. Aussie and I go for a walk outside of the school grounds, wandering with no particular destination in mind. Through the street that serves as the heart of our small town, it has become our routine. It's not even that big in the first place, but we live in an honest European town whose inhabitants thrive off a rich history and modern day political lies. I've lived here my entire life, and the only positive quality I can think of is the fresh, unpolluted air. In other words, it's really boring here. Although it's still better to die of boredom than to try to deal with those little brats back at the school. Damn, I never expected for it to end so badly. Didn't think it was a big deal. Even though we were pranking everyone more than often than before, we haven't done anything too terrible. I guess that's just the risk we took with doing it to a new teacher. Some people take life too seriously. The comedian standing next to me is Aussie Eldwine? Perverted, narcissistic guy who can't decide whether he loves women or his own reflection more. He calls himself a little lady killer, and I can confirm that it's true, in a literal sense, from shock and terror, usually. Well, to be honest, I know he has a reputation as a womanizer around the school, but from what I've seen, I'm skeptical. He has stuck to me like a parasite ever since I transferred to the school a few years ago. Since then, just like with our little play, we've wasted our time pulling pranks and being dumbasses together. I'm just faking it, but he really has a natural talent for it. Because of our infamous endeavors, no one can take us seriously. That's why we're known as the class clowns above all else. In all the years we've been studying here, we've never gotten into any major trouble. Just sometimes getting lectured. Oh, excuse me, I complained that. The fact that OC, although it may seem impossible, has the highest grade in his class, probably has something to do with it. And well, I'm just a pretty face, I guess. I'm a lucky guy who knows how to escape before the smoke sets off the alarm. It seems we scared the new teacher a little too much, especially by pretending she might have an immoral relationship with a student. What else should we have expected from an age that places precedence on political correctness? Real issues are shrugged off while everyone is off living in their own bubbles, dreading that someone may try to pop it. Basically, right now they're discussing where they should chop our heads off and which weapon to use, axe or guillotine. I like this game. It's fun. I don't regret it though. It really wasn't that bad, they're just too sensitive. Hey, are you listening to me? Are you doodling again? Every time I get distracted, you always have your nose in that notebook. It's impressive how long it can take for Elsie to notice his surroundings. Since we left, I've been writing in a small pocket-sized notebook that I always keep with me. And no, I wasn't listening to him. I don't consider it healthy to pay attention to him anyways. I've asked you a couple times already. Are you going to show me what you're writing eventually or not? We've been friends for like 6 years. Still, you never let me see it. I puff and close the notebook with my thumb and index finger. It's a question that I should expect by now, seeing as this fixation of mine usually catches everyone's attention at some point. No, it's not weird to write entries in a diary or to jot down ideas. Neither of which was what I was doing. It's only because I do it so often that it's even noteworthy. What am I writing? No, Elsie. Your question is incorrect, seeing as I'm not the one who's writing anything. It's my hand, it moves by itself. Every time I have a premonition of a catastrophe, my fingers themselves scribe a feature into this notebook. I've been keeping it a secret because this power, if put in the wrong hands, could be used for evil. Catastrophe? Wait a second, are you shitting me? Catastrophe how? Am I in danger? My friend's verbosity suddenly accelerates within a second. Meanwhile, I open the notebook and read what I had just written, then turn my gaze away and bite my lip. I gotta fix my microphone. There we go. It's better. Meanwhile, I open the notebook. Did I already read that? I don't remember. Meanwhile, I open the notebook and read what I just written, then turn my gaze away and bite my lip. Hey, I don't like that face. What did you just read? I hope it's not something harmful to me. That very moment I shivered. It was as if lightning had struck me. With no control over my own body, I write a short sentence on a new page and then rip it out as the premonition finishes. Okay, now you're freaking me out. What did you just write? What did you write? I can't tell you. Hand it over. Elsie snatches the crumpled sheet of paper away from me. Finally, while trying to keep a composure that he clearly lacks, he reads its contents. The time is quickly approaching. Something worse than death will hunt you down. Ah! Okay. Hey, I only touched your shoulder. Why'd you jump? How are my favorite guys? I've got good news. What kind of premonition is this, Kier? Well, I wrote about something worse than death, and then Ziva came along. I think it hit the mark. What are you talking about? And why do I get the feeling that it isn't good? Let's not get into the details. Kier was writing in his notebook again, and I wanted to know what it was since he never tells us. Ziva moves her gaze from Elsie to me. blinding me with a sparkle shimmering in your eyes so brightly that it resembles a lighthouse. Oh, so Indian was compulsively writing his notebook again. Can I see what you wrote too, eh? Hey. What are the Canadian transplants? Can I? She tries to steal my pocket-sized notebook by jumping on me. Since I'm used to her trying this kind of thing, I managed to evade her in time and hide it away in my back pocket. Hands off, Sigmund Freud. Geez, so unfair. You won't show it to me? If you won't show it to me, then your treatment will never progress, Indian. Don't be deceived by her charm and appeal. Ziva Shani is one of the most dangerous species in the entire world, according to 9 out of 10 experts. Well, most of my fellow fauna will tell you the opposite, since they're all madly in love with her. To me, Ziva is nothing more than a headache. I mean, just take a look at her. It's like she's straight out of an RPG with those clothes, but since she's attractive, everyone just turns a blind eye. If I had to describe her, I'd say she's a wannabe psychologist with a touch of insidiousness and deceit, who has also been determined to ruin my life since the very first moment we met earlier this year. I keep yawning. Her dream is to go to college and focus on the studies of the human mind, and what better practice than experimenting with mine first? Somehow she found out about my habit of scribbling in my notebook, which she described as interesting, and hasn't stopped bugging me since. She decided I'd be her test subject. Not a week goes by where she doesn't try to psychoanalyze me or fish my paper scraps out of the trash and read them. Even worse, sometimes she tries to steal my notebook so she can discover its secrets. At least now she calls me by my surname. Before that I was just patient to her. That would be terrible. Patient, I'm not patient. The only thing that needs to be treated is your head, Ziva. Well, what were you going to say before you attacked me? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I snuck into the teacher's lounge and gave them my biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes so I could pacify them and blah blah blah. They only gave me the usual speech and sent me away. Aren't I lucky? Well, that should have been expected. It wasn't that bad. I guess I won't be scolded again this time either. Huh? I wasn't talking about you guys, just me. Then what part of that exactly do you call good news? I thought you'd be happy for me, Indian. I didn't expect you to react so selfishly. Come on, they can't be that hard on us. If they let Ziva get away with it, then our fate will probably be the same. We've done worse things day after day and nothing has ever happened, right? Yeah, but this time it was all the master plan of this lady right here, who also insisted on participating in one of our operations with us. And she doesn't even care what happens to her comrades now. Seriously, that explains why Ziva would participate with us in all this, but it was you who owed me, Indian, so stop complaining. Plus, I was just messing with you. I wouldn't really hang you out to dry. You don't have to worry about anything. The substitute is angry, but the rest of the staff didn't really take it seriously. The only thing you've got to do now is apologize to her and shed some crocodile tears to show how sorry you are. And you're finished. See how easy it is? Can't believe you don't trust me, Indian. You just have such little faith in me. Little to none. Anyways, that was the bare minimum you could have done since you were involved, so stop grumbling. I did help you though, so I want a favor in return. Come with me to... Request denied, no favors. Jeez. Come on, what's with the long faces? Remember how in less than a month finals begin? Less fighting and more having a good time so we can leave this place with a good impression, okay? By the way, Ziva, what kind of favor did he owe you if you don't mind my asking? I think this is the first time I've heard of Kier owing anyone a favor without a bet somehow being involved. Hell, not too long ago you wouldn't do anything unless there was a bet involved. Oh, it was nothing. I just asked my uncle if he knew about a certain package since he works at the post office. Ooh, package. Speaking of which, you never did tell me what that was all about. You told me you'd explain it to me another time. Oh. I fold my arms and raise a brow, resigning myself to answer despite my clear lack of interest. It's a kind of bad anecdote, but I guess we have the time anyways. Both Aussie and Ziva look at me expectantly. Their interest can't be more apparent. I initially resist but end up yielding to the pressure. Alright, I'll tell you everything, but I'm warning you, it's just a depressing love story. A love story? You don't have to tell your world, you know. I wasn't aware that my young and pure Kieran had already become a man. It must have been due to my benevolent influence. Tell me, what kind of person is willing to put up with your eccentricity, compañero mío? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hey, I always have to put up with you when I don't complain. Quit joking around. But you complain every single day. Could you please stop beating around the bush? Okay, straight to the point, I get it. I cleared my throat before starting. Let's see, it all started this one night. I was inside my warm and comfortable room. But your room was a pigsty, I've seen it. Warm and comfortable, as I said. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna leave this video here. Because, yeah. It seems like a very long chapter. My voice is about shot. Alright, so. Thank you everybody for watching. If you liked the video and like to see more, please give that subscribe button a smack. Until then, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!